Hey loves, welcome back. So today I have a special request and we're going to be making Haitian Pikliz, so stay tuned. Alright y'all, so these are the ingredients that we're going to be using today in order to make our Pikliz. We have some salt back there, some ground black pepper. We have some shredded cabbage as well. This is a whole cabbage shredded. 2 habanero peppers. You can use Scotch bonnet peppers as well if you want it spicy. Maggie, which is chicken bouillon, guys. I have 2 of them here. 3 limes, a whole onion that we're gonna chop up, matchstick, carrots. Forgot to showcase it here, but I also used 1 cup of white distilled vinegar. Let's go on and get started with our Pikliz. All right, you all, so I already started shredding the cabbage off camera. So this is the piece that I left remaining. All I simply did was take a whole head of cabbage and I just sliced it down the middle at first to kind of make it into a half, and then I started doing thin layers of shredding. I know you can use a shredder to shred the cabbage. I would rather do it by knife and do it by hand myself because I really do like thin layers, but I don't like it too thin. I think the shredder kind of thins it out. I'd rather just shred it. This is why I have a preference of just shredding it myself. So guys, very easy. And you don't have to shred the whole head of lettuce. You shred the amount that you would like to make. Again, you can always store your Pikliz. Listen, the longer it soaks in the juice of the habanero pepper and the seasonings, the hotter and spicier it would be. So you can always purchase a jar and kind of store it in there. Once you're done with the lettuce, you can set that aside in a bowl, and then what we're gonna do is begin to chop up our habanero peppers. Listen, disclaimer, you may want to use a glove when you're doing this. Now I always have on my glove when I'm doing this because I don't want to end up having to scratch my eyes, or ladies, use your lady parts and end up in a disarray. So I always have on a glove whenever I'm chopping up habanero peppers, and you just simply slice those there. If you don't want it spicy, you can always remove the seeds because that's really where the spiciness is. But again, listen, if I'm gonna have Pikliz, it's gonna be spicy, okay? So I kept all of my seeds in there and just chop them up very finely, and I'm gonna go ahead and set that aside as well. And then we're gonna go ahead and set the peppers in a bowl and go ahead and begin to squeeze in our lime in there. I'm using a lime squeezer. It's either a lime squeezer, you can call it a citrus squeezer, because you can do lemon in there as well. And just squeezing in the 3 limes that I have set aside in order to begin to make the juice for our Pikliz, okay? Now take your time and squeezing that in there. Listen, I'm getting all my juices out, okay? Cooking should be therapeutic, so take your time and just squeeze the juices out. Enjoy the process of cooking and making your meals. So just continue to watch. Once you're done squeezing out all the lime into your bowl, what we're gonna go ahead and do is begin to season the habanero peppers so that we can continue to make the juice. We're gonna go ahead and put in our 2 maggies into the bowl. As you can see, I easily just squeeze the packaging in there, and I just kind of crumble the contents into the bowl. It's fairly easy, guys. I try not to make a mess, and I don't like to drop it in there whole, which is why you should always purchase the hard and crumbly Maggie. There's one that's soft, and that's the one that you don't want. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is go ahead and take our second Maggie and put that in there. And just same process, just squeeze it. Once you squeeze it together on the sides, it's definitely gonna open up for you, so you don't have to do that hard work of trying to get it open. Step is to just take your spoon, and we're going to begin to just stir in and mix in the Maggie with the habanero pepper, just to kind of have a nice mixture. If you see any lumps of the Maggie in there, you can simply just take the spoon and squeeze that in and make sure that we have a very smooth mixture. So take your time and just continue to squeeze that in there. Again, as you can see, I'm just squeezing out all the big pieces of the Maggie, squeezing it in to make sure we don't have any lumps. Once you're done with that, what we're gonna do is set that in the microwave for about 2 minutes. Our peppers heating up in the microwave, we're gonna begin to chop up our whole onion. What I begin to do is just slice it in half first, so I can begin to skin it off. And you know, it's whatever the process you want to take. I usually take off the first layer of the onion. I don't know, I hate it. I don't like looking at it. It's usually rough, looking dingy, so I usually just chop off and take off the first layer to make sure that it's clean. Do not wash off your onions, you all. I know a lot of people have issues with that. I don't wet the onion at all. This is a white onion that I'm using. I have no issues with the onion, you know, making my eyes watery by any chance at all. I just make thin slices. Again, I like the slices very thin, just like I shredded my cabbage. I kind of do the same amount of thin slices for that, just moving it around so I can get a comfortable feel for the onion. Whatever process it takes for you. If you have a shredder, you can use a shredder again for the onions. I would rather just do it by hand. It's therapeutic. Listen, I love chopping up my fruits and my vegetables, okay? So once you have that in there, listen, it's time to start getting our mixture going. So once you're done with that, go ahead and move. Let's begin to move everything into our bowl. So I usually start off with just putting my cabbage into the bowl, because this is what I have the most of. It's usually the starting point for my pikliz. I just pour in that. Listen, look at that beautiful cabbage. You see how finely shredded that cabbage is? I can never find a bag of cabbage that's finely shredded like that, so it's always great to just shred it yourself. Look at that beauty, guys. And the next thing that I do is begin to add in the carrots. Like I told y'all, I mean, anything with the carrots, I'm lazy. I find that having that pre-shredded carrot is easier for me, perfect size and length, so there's no point of me having to shred it. So that matchstick carrots, it's really good, and it saves you a lot of time as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour that entire bag in there so that we can get that going. Next, we'll just add in our finely chopped onion in there. And listen, you see how fine those things are shredded? It's a beauty. It's an art, okay? You see the colors in that pikliz. Like, this is going to be bomb. Bomb. So I just add in all of my onions in there. Set that aside for just a moment and go ahead and head back to the microwave and grab our bowl with our habanero peppers and our maggie in there. As you can see, that juice is thick right now. The maggie has thickened up that juice. But don't worry, guys, we're gonna go ahead and dilute that over because we want to make sure we have a good amount of juice for all of that cabbage, shredded cabbage, and carrots and onions that we have. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is add in our 1 full cup of vinegar. I'm using a half a cup measurement cup here, guys, so I'm gonna just double that in there, and that's going to allow us to dilute that thick sauce so we can have enough juice for all of the vegetables that we've chopped up. Once you have your white distilled vinegar in there, what we're gonna do is just begin to stir that in so we can loosen up the sauce a little bit. Just stir it as much as you need to in order to make sure that everything is smooth in there and that it's diluted. Once you're done with that, go ahead and set that bowl aside and go ahead and grab your vegetables, your bowl with the vegetables again, and we're gonna go ahead and begin to add that spiciness to the pikliz, because we're not just here to have coleslaw. We're here for our pikliz, okay? So now it's time to make it spicy. So the next thing you want to do is go ahead and take your bowl with your peppers and just pour that in there. Get all the juices. I try to spread it out evenly, although I'm going to go ahead and mix it all in there anyways. Once you're done pouring in your habanero peppers, we're gonna get ready to begin to season our pikliz. I first begin with just pouring in my salt. If you watch my previous videos, you know that is my salt right there, guys. I just like it in this bottle. And the amount of salt that you add is all, you know, preference based. You can add a little bit more if you like. Towards the end, I will double check it and add any additional salt that I need. So you're gonna add just salt and pepper to taste. As you can see here, I'm adding a little bit more salt. Then we're gonna go ahead and start adding in our pepper, our black pepper as well. Again, the quantity that you add is really up to you. There's no wrong way to do this. Start light if you like, and then you can continue to add on if you feel the need to add more in there later on. Once you're done seasoning with the salt and pepper, we're going to begin to just evenly mix in our peppers, our salt, and our vinegar mixture. Just mixing everything in there to make sure that it's an even coat. Mixing in the carrots with our cabbage and our habanero pepper. You can mix this as much as you want. You just want it evenly coated. I'm going to speed the video up, guys, just so you don't want to sit there and watch me mix it again. As you can see, I'm just spreading everything out, making sure that it's even coat. I'm going to go ahead and taste it there just to see if it's up to par. If not, you can add an additional salt and pepper. Once you're done with that, you can begin to set it aside. I'm just going to add some in a jar here because I did make quite a lot. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I actually shredded an entire head, a small head of cabbage. Now this Pikliz can last for about 3 to 4 weeks in the jar, whatever container you decide to put it in. You can refrigerate it or just leave it out. The longer it is in there, the spicier it'll get. Remember to go ahead and add in that juice. You see that juice on the bottom of that bowl. You want to add in that juice to your container as well, because that's where the spiciness is, and all the flavor that we've added to the jar is in there as well, guys. So again, this is an amazing, easy recipe to make your Pikliz. And for you and your family, use this for fritai, your rice, chicken, whatever you want to use it for. It's a great side dish. There you have it. This is our easy Pikliz that we've made. This is an easy recipe for you to use. You can make this on and on and on, have it stored to use later on. There you go, guys. I just wanted to give you all a quick look at that. Again, you can let it sit for about 2 to 3 hours on the counter or refrigerated before you use it, so these vegetables can begin to soak in there. Look at that juice, guys. Oh, I love to put that in some chicken right now. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know what videos you'd like to see next, if you would like to see anything. Thank you so much for joining once again, and enjoy your Pikliz.